Hello everyone, this is Pradhap, Assistant Professor of English, St.Joseph College of Arts and Science, Autonomous, Cuddalore. Let me discuss the famous short story, The Renunciation, was written by Rabindranath Tagore. He was born in 1861, was a Bengali person having wide-ranging knowledge who reshaped his region's literature and music. He was author of Geetanjali. He became the first non-European to win the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913. Tagore wrote poetry as an 80 years old. His novels, stories, songs, dance dramas, and essays spoke to topics political and personal. His compositions were chosen by two nations as national anthems. The Republics of India's Jana Gana Mana and Bangladesh's Amar Shonar Bangla was written by him and appreciated by all over the world. Let us see the famous short story briefly, The Renunciation. It was written in 1892, concerns the eternal conflict between what feels right in the heart and what is dictated by social customs. In this case, it is a matter of romantic love up against the rigid constraints of the Indian caste system. This story served as the basis for the 15th episode Tyag of the anthology television series Stories by Rabindranath Tagore 2015, which was under the general directorship of Anurag Basu, with this episode having been directed by Devatma Mandal. This story, which was scripted for the screen by Samrat Chakraborty, not only features the emotional urgings of romantic love in conflict with the traditional caste system, it is also laced with strains of personal revenge. Much of the story is told in flashback as a newly married couple come to face a crisis associated with their marriage. The story begins with Hemant Mukherjee at home expressing his rapturous love for and to his new wife Kusum. But Kusum has a troubled look on her face and doesn't express what is worrying her. Then we move into a flashback relating how the two of them met each other. The distinctions between when we are in the present and when we are in the past in this presentation of the story are often obscure and poorly signaled. The primary telltale indicator here is that Hemant is the present sports a mustache, while he is clean shaven in the flashback scenes. Here we see in flashback the clean shaven Hemant immediately smitten when he first sees Kusums on the street in a rickshaw. He soon starts following her around on his bicycle whenever he sees her rickshaw. These lyrical sequences of their cautious flirtation via furtive exchanges of glances are the highlight of this episode. They are accompanied by evocative music, notably the beautiful Come O Monsoon Shower of the Night, which I believe is a song by Tagore. Then, back in the present, we learn what was troubling Kusum. Unbeknownst to Hemant, who belongs to an orthodox Brahmin family, Kusum is not a Brahmin, she is a Kayast, which is a lower caste, and it is forbidden to orthodox Brahmins to marry outside their caste. Hemant had believed when they were married that she was a Brahmin. She had been meaning to tell him ever since about this lie. But before she could muster the courage to tell her husband, he is informed of the problematic situation by his father Harihar. Harihar orders his son to immediately cast out Kusum from his home, insisting her presence is polluting their entire family. Already, the father of his sister Hemlata's fiancé, Sumant Banerjee, has cancelled their upcoming wedding because of the supposedly scandalous situation. When Hemlata asks Sumant what he is going to do about this edict, Sumant meekly tells her that he will abide by his father's wishes. Now in another's flashback we learn about Kusum's background. As a very young girl, after her parents had passed away, Kusu was adopted and raised by a kindly Brahmin, Biplav Das Chatterjee. Everyone always assumed that she was a Chatterjee's legendary daughter and therefore a Brahmin too. But now that Kusum has come of age, the elderly Chatterjee has started to worry about Kusum's future. His relative Yarishankar, however, urges Chatterjee to go off on a long put of religious pilgrimage and that he himself will look after Kusum while Chatterjee Baba away. During this time, Yarishankar sees that Hemant and Kusum are enamored with each other and he arranges for them to get married, with Kusum presented as being a Brahmin. When Kusum expresses misgivings about this lie, Yarishankar tells her that a lie that can unite two hearts is better than 100 truths. When Chatterjee returns from this trip, Yarishankar convinces him to let the marriage go ahead in the name of true love. So Hemant and Kusum were then married in a sumptuous and traditional ceremony. Now we return to the present again, and Hemant is shown to be greatly troubled about having been deceived about Kusum's background by Yarishankar. Yarishankar explains to him that his marriage was arranged in order to take revenge on Hemant's father, Hariha, whom he had known earlier. Years earlier, in a Bengali village where Yarishankar lived, Harihar had led the locals to banish Yarishankar from the area for the crime of funding his son-in-law studying abroad, something forbidden to orthodox Brahmins. Yarishankar was accused of polluting Brahmins' purity, although as a financier Yarishankar had offered to douse his house in river Ganges holy water and force his son-in-law to eat cow dung. His pleas for forgiveness were rejected and he had to leave the village and move his family to Kolkata. Later, when Yarishankar saw that Harihar's son was in love with a non-Brahmin, he saw his chance to take revenge and pollute Harihar's family. Then, after the unholy marriage took place, he wrote a letter to Saman's father informing him how Hemant's blasphemous marriage had polluted the Mukherjee's family and had consequently rendered Saman's marriage to Hemlata untenable. It was all done not to support true love but in the interest of revenge. In the final scene, Hemant sees Kusum having been ordered out of their home by Harihar's packaging her back to leave. Harihar tells Hemant that it is necessary for him to forsake Kusum in order to salvage Hemlata's intense wedding to Samant. But Hemant, having thought things over, tells his father that he will forsake his wider family and his caste before he will forsake his wife. He is going to stick with Kusum, come what may. And at this point, Hemalata informs them that she doesn't want to marry Simmons anyway. She too, it seems, stake her future on true love about traditional ritual. Then in the very last shot, there is a knock on the door and Yarishankar is shown getting in his last vengeful dig. He has come with some Ganges water and cow dung give to still stubborn Harihar so that the man can serve penancy for his sins. That final shot was tackled onto Tales of Tag's story to give what I think is an unhelpful sarcastic twist at the very end. However, another in my view more productive addition to the tale was an amplification of Hemant's sister Hemalata's role in the narrative. This expansion ties up something of a loose end that was left unattended in Tagu's original story. Overall, this is a slight tale, but it is eloquently told. I hope that you have understood the whole story. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Thank you once again.